I should have done that and I did not. So what is that, mistake number 5 now? Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time for War 8 of the season. The war has been going exceptionally well. I'm actually taking in Apocalypse here, which will be the 10th different attacker I'm actually taking fights with in War this season. It has been an absolute blast. It's going to be a little bit of story time. If you're not interested in that, which I totally get and understand, there's timestamps so you can jump directly to any fight you're interested in. It will provide a little bit of context for this Chavez fight and then the Mole Man fight at the end. And I think it's interesting, but I realize you may not. All right. Something I have been working on for a very long time is not rushing my war fights. I'm a very, very busy person, like I'm sure most of you are. I have 2 kids. I have a spouse, a wife, and I have a full-time, very, very, very full-time job. And so ultimately, a lot of times I'm getting the war assignments and I'm like, I gotta get in war ASAP. And I join. You know, I'm looking at my fight plans, and I am very fortunate. I have had the fortunate opportunity to play with war planners of late, like Ludum Taters and DLL, and they provide the best war plans possible, and often provide you these incredibly detailed fight descriptions. Okay, but I joined this war as quickly as possible. I knew I had some stuff that I needed to get to, and I didn't even think about the fact. And the irony is, I am the person who pointed out in my BG that Apocalypse being able to place withers because of the attack tactic would be very helpful against Chavez. I knew that I had an Chavez fight. I'm just not used to doing this with Apocalypse. I haven't taken him in all season. I joined war. I did not pick the attacker tactic. So I'm now at this point. I've gotten my fight description. I need to join. I need to actually do the fight. And I get the detailed description from Taters. I even see his video, which I will link in the description in case you want to see how this fight should go and how it could go exceptionally well. And I will also link Campo's video detailing how to fight Chavez exceptionally well. And I realized I needed to have the attacker tactic, and I don't. I look at the map, everyone has joined. There is no backups. There's nothing that anyone can do. And so I take it upon myself, and this is a mistake number 1. Well, actually, mistake number 2. Mistake number 1 is not using the attacker tactic. Mistake number 2 was I should have reached out to Taters and said, here's the mistake I've made. What do I now do? But I was in a hurry, and I'm like, I don't have time for that. I have to get to other things today. I don't have time. And that's mistake number 2, because that is a mistake. I then formulated my own plan, which was, instead of doing it the way Taters had talked about by using the withers and then specifically timing when I'm going to knock America down, I'm going to knock her down right away, and I'm going to use the ability to do significantly more damage, and I'm just going to brute strength this. So let's go ahead and show you the nodes so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. I did check, and I see that power down does seem to be triggered, which was odd to me. Very, very odd to me. But I had already come up with my plan. You can see it's Ebb and Flow knockdown. When I knock her down, I'm gonna get my attack rate increased by 40%. That is sizable. Then this is right back at it. When the defender's knocked down to heavy or special attack, they'll become debuff immune, which is why the wither plan would not work, right? If I knock her down, she's not gonna have the withers on her. Then this is force of will. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so my plan was to just knock her down as much as I possibly can, brute strength this, and use my indestructible boost. Because of Campo's video, I know that I want to, as much as I can, interrupt the first part of her heavy. It's the second part that I'm really worried about. And then, of course, the special 2 is concerning to me if it's going to be unblockable. So I've knocked her down right away. And now I know that I have this massive fear. I want to do as much damage as I possibly can. You're going to see me go in. I kind of whiffed that. That was not good. That was not intentional. So now we are, and I'm like, okay, we're doing good damage here. I don't want her to throw her special 2. I did not handle that heavy well there, so I've got some potential problems. And I'm kind of baiting here, seeing like, I don't want to go insane. And then I'm able to place the wither. And you can see it. In fact, I want to pause it. There was a pause in my mind. I'm like, why am I able to place wither? And I really debated, should I go back to the plan that Taters had laid out? Or should I stick with the plan I've made? I really didn't know what to do, but I know that pausing and having that sort of hesitation will probably lead me to doing neither of these plans well. So I just decided to go ahead and stick with the plan I had come up with. I was even kind of surprised to see the wither come out because I know I did not select the attacker tactic. So here we go. We're going to continue on with this. Like I said, I'm going to knock her down as much as I can and get as much damage done as I can. I'm very okay with sending her to her SP3. The big negative of this is that she will trigger that second zone. I can't think what it's called. It gives her a bit of a damage back, and you will see that come into play. But she now has a damage back mechanic. So when I hit her, I should be taking a little bit of damage. Fortunately, I had practiced interrupting the first hit of her heavy very well, so I was very comfortable, even though she had me pinned against the wall. And so I'm at this point, I'm actually happy. I am winning this fight 92 to 76. I know it's going to get pretty close though, because we've triggered that second dimension of hers. But I'm not going to use the withers. I'm just going to use the big health pool of Apocalypse and his ability to do a lot of damage. I purposely knocked her down before I threw this SP3 because I needed that protection to be down and have the Fury. Look at the damage. And right then I'm like, unless I'm dead, okay, I took a lot of health off of me. I'm not excited about that because that's that damage back. But I am winning this fight. I'm winning this fight, and that's all I cared about. That's all I cared about. I don't care if it's 1% health or 99. I just wanted to win this fight. Again, I'm very comfortable in the wall here. Interrupting that special, that part of her heavy. And now I'm just looking for an opportunity to knock her down. I use my heavy intercept to knock her down. I didn't really care what she does there, and I know we're going to end this fight with the special too. So I made a tremendous amount of mistakes. That is completely on me. I will say though, at this moment right now in time in this fight, I was very proud of myself for coming up with my own plan and getting that fight done. My heart was beating a little bit there, more than it should be anyways. I wanted to go in and immediately take this mole man, but I knew I shouldn't, so that's why, let's see if I edit it. Yeah, then you can see I'm like, I got to take a break. I got to take a beat. I have to heal up anyways. It's going to cost me a couple extra grave boosts maybe, but that's fine. It's fine. All right, let's move into these next two fights. We're going to go up here against this mole man. I've healed up. Apocalypse is an expensive boy to heal up, especially when he's all boosted, but it's fine. We've got the heavy hitter here. Really, this is this is a perfect matchup for Apocalypse, right? Because mole man's not going to be able to shrug our various things. I did need to kind of get going though. I needed to get back to my life. So I've got the big power back boost. I wanted to get to the SP1, boost there. You saw me use it so I can get to my SP2 as quickly as possible. So I'm just going to knock Mole Man down there to get the nice big juicy Fury. My intention was to get to my SP2 as quickly as possible so that I don't have the protection come back up. Looks like I was able to do it. I'm even using the withers for some reason. That's nice. That's nice. I guess I decided to start practicing it. And I almost got too much power back, but there we go. And this fight is over. This fight is over. So I was feeling very good about that. So now we'll move on to my third fight. Actually, someone else had to take it because like I said, I was very delayed. I was supposed to take the hit monkey there. But Mad Cat, thank you, Mad Cat, for coming in and taking that for me. Like I said, I had a lot going on with my family that day. I had not thought I would be, but a lot of things came up. So it is what it is. Now, going into this fight against Stryfe, the big thing to keep in mind is that when he has his SP1, he throws his SP1, he's going to go invisible for a little bit. His SP2 can be pretty tricky to evade. So I just want to bait those SP1s. We have Hard Knock Life, which Apocalypse will eventually go immune to. So I'm going to purposely trigger it, and then I'm going to just do my best to back off, let that immunity come in, because right, it takes I think 8 seconds of having the disorient there on me. So that's what you see. I'm just going to play really passive. If Stryfe wants to come into me, like you see right there, fine, I'll stun him, but I wanted to make sure it was all good. I'm just going to get to my SP2, land that. I've got the big power back boost, so you know, Apocalypse, he's a beast, right? Here we go. So we're going to get some nice big damage going. I guess I did start really practicing the withers. There's a lot going on, so I'm happy to see myself doing that in case I get more Apocalypse fights in the future. So now just bait the SP1. Stryfe is going to go invisible. Wait for that invisibility to come out, and boom, bam, Stryfe. We got a dead Stryfe here. So that's great. I was feeling really good. I was very happy with myself. It always feels good when you can do things, but I figured something out on my own. Problem I had created. I didn't handle that well, like I said, but I felt happy about it. And then here's where things went worse. And here's where more mistakes that hopefully everyone else can learn from are going to come into play. And I shared that fight over line. I thought it was funny. And the response I got back definitely made me realize, like, I didn't follow directions. I've really messed up here. Like the fact that I soloed It really is not important. What's important is that I didn't follow directions. And I'm a big believer in process. I believe that even if the correct result is achieved, if the process was wrong, then you really can't rely on it, because you can't rely on repeated success, because ultimately the process being wrong will lead you to failure, right? I just happened to figure it out in that fight, and that's great, but I need to correct the fact that I did not follow directions. And so we're coming up here to this fight with Modok, and that really hit hard on me. I will admit, like I said, I had a lot going on, and that kind of hit me hard. And here's where things got worse, is we've got high ground on here, and then we've got stunning reflection, polka dot power, and stun vulnerability. I know it was specifically asked for me to take in Mole Man for this fight in particular. I've watched a lot of Modok boss fights, and I'm under the impression that a lot of times people like to bring in Killmonger for that, because he's able to handle the high ground more easily with that SP1, and then uses his counter punch. I'm used to playing Mole Man. If I'm taking a Modok, I'm used to using the SP1. I'm very comfortable with it. It gives me the bit of a counter punch charge type situation. I know that that means I'll be taking some blocked hits, and the high ground can start to build up. But at least I know the SP1 applies a debuff. I need that with polka dot power, which I don't like anyways, because it messes with how much power you're getting per hit. You're obviously getting none. You're just getting the steady increase of power. But my BG leader, they really wanted me to use the SP2, use power back boosts. And I should have been more vocal in saying that plan makes me very uncomfortable. I am used to playing Mole Man against Modok this other way. Do you think we can make it work with me using the SP1, using the unstoppable that I will get? And that way I don't need to worry about intercepting or baiting heavies. I should have done that, and I did not. So what is that, mistake number 5 now? So the plan was for me to use my SP2s. I'm going to use a special power start 1 boost. I have on big skill boosts, and I'm going to use the first. I have on the recoil tree mastery, so I'm going to get 2 monster masks right away. I'm going to use those to use the counter punch, get Modok on his side of the map, and then I should do so much damage with my SP2 that I'm right back to it very, very soon because of the power back boost. And as you're seeing, the plan's working okay. The problem is I did not land a single bleed, and that unnerved me because of how I was already feeling about the fight. But now I've landed some bleeds, so now it's just time to bait this. And then now I'm just supposed to play him stun immune. You can see it worried me. It worried me, and I went for an intercept there. I did not land it. And then I threw my SP2, which I'm hoping is going to do really big damage. I'm going to get a lot of power back. That was not what I was looking for, and I allowed it to just freak me out, which is something I've gotten really good about not doing. I mean, I haven't died all season, had a great season last season, and now I take all this damage from high ground blocked in the hits. I'm like, I'm supposed to play him stun immune the rest of this time? This is not good. I go for an intercept because I force an air. It's an unforced air. Then right there, I just start flailing. I have not played that badly in a very long time. It was very disappointing. And they're like, look, dude, we asked you to bring Mole Man for this specific fight. We need you to get it down. Mad Cat, dude, sorry that it took a long time. I know you took a break from what you're doing to come in and clear around here. And so I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to use the same strategy. And you're going to see the strategy works. The strategy works. It absolutely does. And you'll see that right here. So healed back up, use another advanced power boost. He still has 200,000 health. So it's a significant amount of health here. Or is 192. So there we go. We use our monster mass to go unstoppable, and we use it again. We got bleeds on right away, so we're gaining power more from the get-go, which is great because of the polka dot power. Playing him stun immune. We've got our true accuracy, so we don't need to worry about the auto block. Right here, I should bait the SP1. There we go. Yeah, pretty comfortable with that. I usually like to end the combo on a light or something like that if he has a bar of power, so that way I can make sure I get far enough back. It's just helpful to me. And then we got significantly more power back from that SP2. You saw it there. That SP2, I assume it's because he hit so much harder. We had maybe more crits or something like that, so we got a lot more power back. I'm very confident now. I don't mind taking a few hits on the block. I'm not nearly as worried about the high ground charges there for Modok. And then you see how well the fight can go, right? So that's how it should have gone the first time. Mistakes happen. It is what it is. The important part is to learn from it there. So I'm going to do my best to continue learning from these things. Unfortunately, it just wasn't a good war for us. Space Bastards played very well, and we ended up losing to them. Nice war, fellas. Congratulations. And for Loki, we'll be back. It is what it is. We've been on a nice streak, and I'm sure we'll get back to one soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed story time, and I hope there were some mistakes that I made that hopefully you can learn from. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.